Massive news has just come out. Hello, my name is Alex Does F1 Stuff and welcome to a very quick video. We have 25 minutes and 36 seconds until Britain, until the 70th anniversary Grand Prix round number 5. But we have had some breaking news. Racing Point have been deducted 15 points and fined heavily as Renault's protest into the car legality is upheld. Now this article broke 18 minutes ago. It is fresh. This is fresh news. Racing Point have been deducted 15 World Championship points and fined €400,000 after the FIA stewards upheld Renault's protest about the legality of the design of the team's RP20 car. So Racing Point raised eyebrows at Barcelona testing when they unveiled a car that looked remarkably similar to last year's championship-winning Mercedes. The team, who take an engine as well as several parts including the suspension from Mercedes as per the rules, admitted taking inspiration from the car, but consistently insisted what they had done is within the rules. So it was after the Styrian, Hungarian and British Grand Prix that Renault lodged a protest with the stewards, alleging that Racing Point's brake ducts had been directly copied from the 2019 Mercedes, and on Friday in Silverstone the stewards delivered their verdict, upholding Renault's protest. Racing Point were fined €200,000 for fielding Sergio Perez's car and the same amount for Lance Stroll. They were also deducted 7.5 championship points per car. However, both Perez and Stroll will keep their drivers' championship points, but it will be lost from the constructors. So that is massive news. As it says in this last line, protests for the Hungarian and British Grand Prix were also upheld, with Racing Point reprimanded for using their car in both events. We have not had a story this big for a long time. The last one that springs to mind is obviously McLaren Ferrari in 2007 sort of era, but that was multitudes bigger than this story. But still, this is incredible. So it turns out that they were doing a little bit of an illegal with their brake ducts, explicitly, I suppose. And to be deducted 15 World Championship points, I can go to the standings actually to see where they're currently at. Teams. So they are currently on 42 points at the moment. That hasn't been deducted just yet, so they will fall to... what's that, 28? Yeah, maybe 28, 26, something like that. So they will fall below Renault. So Renault will pass them in the Constructors' Championship. Yeah, wow, that is big news. So on my first read of this article, when it said protests for the Hungarian and British Grand Prix were also upheld, with Racing Point being reprimanded for using both of their cars, or both in both events, I understood that as they've only really been penalised for Styria, as it says down here, not so much Hungary and Britain. So they have been penalised 200,000 for Sergio Perez in Styria and also Lance Stroll in Styria, with 7.5 points each for Styria. Whereas Hungary and Britain, they've only been reprimanded. So obviously their car must have been legal enough, or the brake ducts were different enough from the 2019 Mercedes in Hungary and Britain that it didn't warrant a hefty fine and some point deductions. Whereas the first protest came at Styria, where the team hadn't changed anything, where it had been this direct copy, which means also that Austria was a direct copy because they wouldn't have changed anything from Austria to Styria. But as Renault didn't protest in Austria, the Austria results will stand, the Austria points will stand, even though that car, in my opinion, will 100% be the same as this car in Styria that was found to be illegal, but because there was no protest in Austria, all is fine. But honestly, massive news ahead of this weekend. It's also been confirmed that Hulkenberg will be standing in for Sergio Perez once more at the 70th anniversary Grand Prix, as he is again tested positive for a second time, or on his second test ahead of this weekend. Not ideal at all for Racing Point, going through some enormous, tumultuous sort of just turbulent everything, really. Because you've got news surrounding Sebastian Vettel, you've got Hülkenberg coming back, you've got Perez testing positive for COVID-19, you've then got the legality of their car, the protests, and just, it's all a mess for this team. But that is some shocking news. But that is it. We'll have to wait and see what happens later on. It does say somewhere more to follow, as this is only 25 minutes old, this article. So more news will definitely follow. Maybe later today, maybe or definitely in the coming weeks, there will be more information about this. Wow, is all I can say. But that is all I've got for you today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next video with whatever and whenever I decide to make it. I'll see you guys then.